In other news, the North Dakota poll has just released their new poll, and the results are actually quite interesting. I had the chance to break down the poll with presidential candidate and our very own Governor Doug Burgum. In the presidential election, former President Donald Trump seems to be leaping over Doug Burgum among Republicans by a 4-to-1 measure, coming in at only 12% in the North Dakota poll. But Burgum sees these results with an optimistic lens.
We're in third place in North Dakota, and if we were can get to third place in Iowa, that's going to shock the nation. There's 3 tickets out of Iowa heading to New Hampshire, and the key at this point is to outperform expectations. And the one thing, again, none of the national polls matter at all right now. There's not a national primary. The primary is occurring in early states, specifically the caucuses in Iowa and the primary in New Hampshire. Those are the ones that take a look at. People that look at these polls and say it's over, I just say, hey, well, maybe they know who's going to win the Super Bowl too, and we should just cancel the rest of the NFL season.
So that kind of leads me to my next question is, what are your thoughts on the negative comments pushing you to back out of the race and come back to your duties sole here as North Dakota governor?
They said you need 70,000 donors. We have 90,000 donors. So we crossed all those hurdles. But when they added, they don't get to decide who's on the ballot in January. The voters get to decide who moves forward. And so, again, when we know that when we're on the ground in Iowa, New Hampshire, there are a lot of voters there that are upset about the RNC trying to artificially narrow the field before the first primary even occurs. That's the point of the primaries, is to narrow the field, not some artificial backroom stuff before the voters actually get to have a say.
Now shifting to the topic of abortion. The poll finds that voters and our state lawmakers are far apart on the issue. North Dakota law currently bans abortions after the first 6 weeks of pregnancy, even in cases of rape and incest, and also makes it a felony for doctors to perform abortions after the first 6 weeks. The poll shows the state opposition to the law by a 48 to 44% margin. Why did you sign a 6-week abortion law when women, independents, and Democrats in North Dakota don't support it? Did you do it just to get support for your race as president?
Well, of course not. At the time that I signed that, I hadn't even announced, wasn't even thinking about it. I've said from the first day that I ran, I would not sign a federal abortion ban. This is something that needs to be left to the states.
And if he doesn't make the next Republican Party presidential debate, he says he's not worried at all.
We're going to keep charging ahead, and having someone who's had people working for him in over 100 countries, who's had customers in over 140 countries, that's super valuable right now in terms of understanding that. And if those were the criteria, I'd be the only guy standing on the stage. And so, again, this debate criteria is a bunch of goofy stuff about who's the most popular, not who's the most competent. So that next debate, half as many people watch the third debate as the first debate. Americans are tired of the infighting. I don't know if anybody's going to watch the next debate.
The next RNC debate will take place on Wednesday, December 6th from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And the trend continues for Donald Trump, the leading Republican candidate, as he will be skipping this debate as well.